If you spent more than 5 minutes on camera YouTube, you will notice a glaring trend. Every major reviewer will tell you the same thing. To record professional video, you need a full frame sensor. The marketing is so pervasive, they even make you think that you have to convert lenses to full frame equivalent, making every other lens for APS-C feel inadequate. Marketing tactics to make you empty your bank accounts. What if I told you that the sensor you're watching right now, APS-C, has been used for nearly 90% of history's greatest cinema films? Today we're breaking down the biggest lie in cinema history, looking at the math they don't want you to see, and showing you why a crop sensor setup is all you will ever need to create masterpieces. Why is it called full frame anyways? The term doesn't come from filmmaking, it comes from photography. And photographers used to shoot horizontally over film strip, creating a 36 by 24 millimeter image. When digital sensors arrived, manufacturers labeled that exact ratio full frame. But Hollywood didn't shoot photos, they shot movies. And for over a century, film was shot vertically on that exact film strip. And that frame size is roughly 24 to 16 millimeters. And it's called Super 35. Super 35 is almost exactly the same size as modern APS-C sensors. Movies like The Titanic, The Matrix, The Lord of the Rings weren't shot on full frame. They were shot on crop. The industry rebranded a cinematic format to be the inferior crop sensor. And all of that just to upsell you on premium gear. The main argument you hear against APS-C sensors is focal length shift. If you have a standard versatile lens like the Tamron 17 to 70 millimeters, you are looking at the full frame equivalent of 25.5 to 105. And at 1.5 crop factor, that 17 millimeters is the equivalent of roughly 25.5 millimeters on a full frame sensor. They say you lose your wide angles. You can get ultra wide lenses that start at 9 millimeters, for example. So you can get the same effect on your APS-C sensor. But let's look at how cinematography actually works. Let's look at directors, for example. They rarely shoot ultra wide lenses because they A, distort faces, and B, distort backgrounds. The sweet spot for cinematic storytelling is between 24 to 50 millimeters, which you can easily cover with your standard zoom lens. And when you want that deep melted background separation, just throw in a fast prime lens. A fast aperture on a crop sensor will give you that perfect background separation while keeping your subject sharp. Obviously, camera brands want you to buy the biggest, the best, the most expensive. Staying with APS-C actually gives you 3 advantages that aren't talked about as much. Number 1, real world advantages. Take the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, for example, is an absolute YouTube beast. It is small, throw on a fast, small prime lens or a zoom lens and take it with you everywhere you go. That's a huge advantage, and you're not limited by resolution, 4K, and frame rate up to 120 frames per second. Number 2, depth of field control. With APS-C, you kind of get that limit that you would want anyways. If you go 1.2, f1.2, there's a high possibility that your subject is not fully in focus, and that is something you absolutely want to avoid. Having less background blur is substantially better than having part of the face being blurred and part of it being in focus. For number 3, it is the smaller sensor actually reads out faster because there is less information to read. If you move the camera fast from side to side, there's less of this jello effect because it can be read out faster. Depending on which models you compare, obviously there are going to be differences. And something that I'm not going to go into too much depth in this video is just the price difference. It is so much cheaper to buy an APS-C camera and a bunch of lenses. And think about all the great lenses you could buy for your APS-C camera without even getting to the price of the full frame camera body. And to be entirely fair, which is what I always aim to be, there is one absolute advantage that full frame sensors have. They do perform better in low light. Because full frame sensors are physically larger, they physically can let in more light in near pitch darkness. If your entire filmmaking style relies on that, then go full frame. But if you shoot in low light, sometimes APS-C's cameras have become so good Also, you can get clean footage even at higher ISOs like ISO 3600. The moment you introduce your own light, for example, a softbox, this advantage immediately and completely evaporates. I actually considered upgrading to full frame, and that is where I did some research, and I actually found that it was not necessary for me and might not be for you. After you watch this video, you can decide for yourself. I just noticed that APS-C is all that I need right now. I can take it with me, I can take awesome shots. I'm considering doing real estate too. When I go down that road, maybe I'm gonna go full frame, because it does pose some advantages, especially in low light situations, as we've talked about. For now, I believe that even the ZV-E10 Mark II would be fully capable of shooting real estate content, photos, and videos. All you need is a wide angle lens. The truth is, your audience doesn't care about sensor size or what camera you have. All they care about is storytelling, lighting, composition, and the whole package you create. So stop worrying about all the marketing lies and focus on your artwork and create something amazing. With that being said, thanks for watching. If you want to see more content like this, I'll have a video up right now that YouTube thinks you're most likely to enjoy watching next.